in math with RHB, and we're looking at lesson 18. This is factors and factoring numbers. This will help increase your knowledge of numbers, how they work, and what numbers make up other numbers. So if I turn the overhead on, it gets a bit bright. You'll lose me, but you'll be able to see the screen. So we're talking about factors. This overhead's a little weak for color. If a number divides evenly into another number, we're going to call that the factor of the number, one of the factors. Your smallest factor is always 1. Your largest factor is always the number that they give you as an example. All right, and you list all the factors of the number in a particular order. All right, so that finding all the numbers that divide evenly into a particular number. We're going to look at a couple of examples. List all the factors of 28. So we have 28 is our example. So 1 times 28 works, 2 times 14, 4 times 7. Those are the only numbers that will multiply together to give you the example of 28, and all the division has to be even, so you shouldn't end up with any remainders. If it doesn't go evenly, it is not considered a factor. So writing them in order, and in this case, there's a bracket, 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, 28. That's all you have. So for 28, it has 6 factors. The other example, move this over a little bit, is 45. Again, 1 times 45, 3 times 15, 5 times 9. So all the factors are 1, 3, 5, 9, 15, and 45. There is some ways to write this for correct form. The examples here are in brackets. And there's only a certain number of factors for each number. I'm going to hike this up a little bit. I'm going to write all the factors of 10. Fairly simple. When you write them, you do not put an equal sign beside the 10. The reason being is all the numbers you're going to write do not equal 10. We're talking about factors, so what you use is an arrow. So what are the factors of 10? Well, 1 times 10, so 1 is going to be a factor. 2 times 5. So there's only 4 numbers in this case, so they're going to be factors of 10s. 1, 2, 5, 10. Okay. 3 will not go into 10 evenly, 4 won't, 5 will. 6, 7, 8, or 9 will not go evenly, so they're not considered. You write them in order. 1's the lowest, 10's the highest. The other numbers should follow in order. Sometimes when you do this, you might have to spread your numbers out, and you might end up with little gaps. It's not a big deal as long as you get all the correct factors. Again, we've got the number 12, no equal sign, it's an arrow, because the numbers we're going to write don't equal 12. So we have 1, 2 will work, 3 will work, 4 will work, 5 won't, 6 will work, and 12. So when you go along, you don't have to write the numbers more than once. You just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. Put commas in between. You can put a period at the end if you want. That's the end of your answer. 27. Oops, my marker stuck here. 27. How many factors are there of 27? We put our arrow. 1. 2 will not go into 27 evenly, so 2 is not a factor. 3 will. 4 will not go into 27 evenly, neither will 5, neither will 6, neither will 7. How about 8? Nope. 9 will. And the next number you're going to have is 27. Okay, there isn't any other numbers that will fit evenly into 27. 24. 1, it's an even number, so 2 will definitely go into it. And this is why we did rules of divisibility first. 3 will go into it. 4 will. It doesn't end in a 5 or a 0, so therefore 5 won't work. 6 will work. 4 times 6 is 24. 3 times 8, 7 won't work. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 6, 3 times 8, 2 times 12. And last number is 24. Nothing else will fit evenly after 12, so you're jumping straight to 24. So even though 24 is not a very high number, all those are factors. 20. Put that arrow. 1's going to be a factor. That's easy. Put this up a little bit. Sure you can see. 1, 2, it's an even number, so 2 will work. 3 will not work. 4 will. 5 will, because 4 times 5 is 20. 6 won't go. 7, 8, 9, 10 will go. And after that, you're up to 20. So if we have, they could also give you a different type of examples. They could list a bunch of numbers and ask you to find all the factors. Now, we've used 24, and we also have 24 up there, so it's kind of obvious. But anyway, and you have an arrow, you can put it in brackets, whichever. And move this up. So we already have 24 up there. That's the other thing that can help you. If there's things on the page that are already telling you things, you don't have to refigure out things. We already have all the factors there. Now, we may not have listed, they may not have listed every single factor here, so all you have to do is circle the ones that work. So 1 is definitely, one's definitely going to be 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and they didn't put 24, so you don't need to worry about that. And so they could ask it 2 ways. They could ask you to list all the factors, or they could give you a bunch of factors and ask you to decide which ones are actually factors of that number. It's rather easy math if you have that fund of knowledge.